when you open your mind to certain things, it allows a possibility of something else to be created. Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Emmanuel here with another video. Hope y'all doing good, hope y'all staying blessed, and that y'all day is going amazing. Today we're going to be talking about the power of the mind. That's something that I feel like is so overlooked, and this is something I always stress the most about in all of my videos, is your mind. I always talk about how once your mind is good and once it's strong, everything else is going to follow in your life. Your mind controls not only your actions, but your emotions, how you think, your perspectives. It also assists in your will to do certain things and your reasons for why you do certain things. Your mind allows you to open possibilities to certain things as well. And I always stress the fact that when you open your mind to certain things, it allows a possibility of something else to be created. Now, as y'all know, I am spiritual. I'm a follower of Christ. And if you do not know, yes, I'm spiritual. And I get a lot of the wisdom that I learned now from the Bible, from God, just speaking to me and, being in my word, or, walking with Christ, walking in the spirit, that allows me to get all of the knowledge and the wisdom that I have now. It has taught me ways to look at life. It's the same thing I'm saying with like perspective, with emotions, the reasoning why I do certain things. And I look at life a lot peacefully. What I would always like to stress to people is you don't have to believe what I'm saying, but open your mind to the possibility of what I'm saying. Because there are things that people tell you and you might receive it and say, nah, I don't like what you're saying. It might be distasteful to you. It might be distasteful to your spirit, to your mind, and how you view it because of your perspective or how close-minded you are. But when you actually open your mind to it, you realize that it can be used and that the information I'm telling you is useful. Back then, when you think about somebody that had to make their first $20,000, $40,000 in a day, you would first be like, bro, what are you talking about? But because of you opening your mind to the possibility of it, it allows you to work harder towards that goal, which is actually making that a possibility. So now, once you create the possibility and people see that it is possible, then it becomes something that's average. Then more people are doing it back to back. This applies with your dreams, the things that you feel like you cannot achieve in such a short amount of time. I've been doing YouTube consistently. I say for around 4 months. I started in probably 6 months ago, but consistently around 4 months, and actually trying to upload and put out good content. And I'm at almost 5,000 followers, of subscribers. And that's all due to being consistent. Of course, you're not gonna get this much subscribers until this certain time, or your friends are gonna doubt you. You're gonna get doubted along the way. But when you do the impossible, it allows people and it motivates others to start doing it as well. This is my notebook where I write down all my ideas and everything. And in it is my 2024 goal chart for YouTube. And in April, my current subscribers it was April 22nd. I put the date, April 22nd. I was at 636 subscribers, and my goal was 650. I ended up reaching 674 on the 24th. And my goal was that at the end of every single month, I had a certain milestone to hit. So in May, I wanted to hit 800. That was my goal. At the end of April, I was at 1,000 subscribers already, and I started off at 636 on the 22nd. So people will probably think, yo, you have to be doing this for this amount of time, boom, boom, boom. But it's about the effort you're putting in. And not only that, I'm building my channel on the foundation of God. So that's the reason why my channel is growing that fast. It's because I know that I'm leaving it up to God. I'm not leaving it up to myself for me to, do all of these things. I understand that. And I wouldn't say I understand, but my faith is all in God. My faith is that I trust him enough to allow the messages and the positive information that I give out. I trust in him to let that blow up, to let the right people hear it. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's 100 viewers, I'm getting 200 viewers, but at least somebody's hearing the message, because you never know who needs it. The same way that you might be so self-critical about the music you're putting out because you feel like no one's going to like it. But if you have faith, it's going to honestly, faith is going to bring you a long way. That faith is going to allow you to keep on posting, because you never know. You can be sitting at 600 subscribers and the next day you're sitting at 1,000 subscribers. Will you see yourself in 5 years? I always say this, it always starts now. If you want to become amazing at gaming, sports, YouTube, whatever, you cannot start on the last year before that 5 years ends. You know what I'm saying? You got to start now, because there's going to be growth, there's going to be challenges, there's going to be so much you go through to get to that point in the first place. And then you could look back and be, thankful for why you went through that. Just me posting and just doing, and the actions is what's showing faith. It's me doing in the midst of not knowing what's next. That's what my faith, that's what faith pretty much is, where it's allowing me to keep pushing, even though I don't see the end result, but I'm trusting in the fact that my hard work gonna pay off. But another thing is that consistency, no matter what, is gonna reap benefits. If you're consistent, you're gonna always see results, and that's a given. We all know that already. You feel me? You can be consistent at one thing. If you keep practicing playing football, you're gonna get better at it. If you keep cooking, you're gonna get better at it. So if you're consistent with YouTube or any dream or singing, of course you're gonna get better at it. But it's all about the actual time you're putting into it, and the hard work. So this is why I mentioned about opening your mind to the possibility of what you can achieve, because our mind limits us so much, and we don't think about so much things that we could do in our life, and it's only because of our mind limiting us, right? And the thing is, sometimes it comes down to our surroundings and our family and our friends, and those are the ones who weigh us down, who pull us down due to envy, or because we don't see it, because we're so comfortable being around these people that we don't realize that we're sinking in with them. I found myself doing it a lot, where I know what's holding me back, but I tend to sometimes be around that the most because of my comfortability or the time I've spent with that person. And because, yeah, same thing, I'm comfortable, I'm complacent, and when you're comfortable, it makes you complacent with those people. So I learned to outgrow them, and I learned to not, I wouldn't say outgrow them completely, but as I always say, distance yourself, because they're not going to always help you. Like, they're good people, like, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't mean that they're on the same path as you. They don't have the same mindset, or they're not on the same wavelength as you. And that causes a big disconnect when it comes to growing, because you and your friends are having conversations about BS while you're trying to focus on growing in this certain aspect. And because you're around them so much, you're limiting yourself to actually reaching your full potential. When your mind is open to more possibilities, as I've said, you really become a whole different person, because you open your mind to not only what you can do, but perspectives, and what people tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like, people can tell you certain things. Like, I've heard different perspectives of other people when it comes to conversations, arguments, whatever it is, and I've learned something from them. And for me to learn something from them allows me to use what I've learned from them in a situation where it might, be best fit for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes our way of thinking, like, I could be thinking, when a girl cheats on me, for example, right? When a girl cheats on me, that means I gotta crash out and fight the guy. And then my friend tells me, yo, bro, don't do that, because that's gonna make you more angry. Like what is it gonna change? You feel me? And so his calmer approach and his perspective on breakups or a girl cheating on me can allow me to have a more calmer reaction, and I see a better way out of it. It's doing better for me. So I can use his perspective. So this is why perspectives and being open to it is important, because when you're closed-minded, you're stuck in your ways, and you'll never do anything different. You'll never do what might be fruitful in whatever situation you're going through. Along with the possibilities of perspective is emotions. Now, emotions, everyone has emotions, of course, and we try to hide away from emotions. Sometimes people just want to feel numb to emotions, or you might go through so much to where you don't even feel emotions no more. But I feel like emotions are such a amazing feeling, because it shows you that you're human when you can react to something that makes you feel hurt or feel happy. But we don't solely want to live based off of our emotions. Our emotions can cause havoc in our life. It gives us the worst reactions to certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might be happy that you're with a person while they're doing you wrong, and because you're so happy, or because you feel like you're in love with that person at heart, that makes you stay while they're still hurting you. Or you might be, as I said, getting cheated on, and you start raging, you start throwing stuff at the girl, you start fighting the guy that she cheated on you with, things like that. Like, your emotions are not going to lead you in the right way a lot of the time. So we have to think logically and think about what is best fit for that situation. Certain things we can and cannot control, and people are going to have their narratives, their outside narratives, and they're going to speak to you about certain things. They're going to say how they feel, but you can't control that. But what you can control is how you feel. It's only up to me to make their words affect me. And if you're letting somebody affect you, then they have control over your mind. And if you don't have authority over your mind, then you're all over the place. Because if everyone has access to your mind, and has access to changing how you look at things, and they get in your head about everything, you'll never know who you really are, and you lose your identity in everyone else. And that's something that's overlooked. Like, you do not want to lose yourself in other people, because you go through that, like, identity crisis, where you don't know who you are. And not only do you not know who you are, you lose value in yourself, you lose value in your purpose, you get inconsistent in what you're doing. And this is why it's always important for me personally, is to put God first, but also putting yourself first, putting your mental first, and not letting whatever you're going through, whatever job, whatever occupation, whatever relationship it is, don't let that become something you idolize so much to the point where if you lose it, you start crashing out and doing things that will end up making you lose yourself. To be consistent is very hard, but I know what you can do and what it takes to allow you to stay that way. And there's a lot of it has to do with our actions, but most importantly, what we feed our mind. The Bible says that life and death is in the power of the tongue. So whatever we speak on our life, it's very important what we're saying. We can't be saying that we're depressed or that we're struggling with this and that, because you admit you come into agreement with like whatever you're talking about. You feel me? So if you keep mentioning, I'm sad, I'm depressed, you're gonna feel depressed. You're gonna come into agreement with whatever you know it is, and then with the knowledge of what you know what depression looks like, then you end up acting that same way. That's why whenever you say that you're tired, your body feeds into it. It's because your mind will only, well, your body will only do as much as your mind will let it. You keep saying that you're tired, your body's gonna feel sluggish. You don't see nobody saying, yo, bro, my girl just broke up with me with their head up high. They're gonna show in their body language, because their mind automatically tells their body how to react to that. And when we keep our shoulders down and our body language is showing in a very sad or like a weird demeanor, it's because of our mind. It's because of what we're telling our mind, what we're feeding ourselves, and we keep beating ourselves with bad words or saying that we're not worth it, and just small things like that. So I would definitely say self-affirmation is so important. If you're gonna be waking up in the morning, the first thing you gotta say is I'm great, I'm special, I'm beautiful. Just small things like that, because you tell somebody that, it makes their day. If somebody tells you that, it makes your day. So simply you telling yourself that will make your day as well. And when it comes to things that make you not feel like motivated, or like you go back into the same things you used to do, I know it's very important to try to change as much as you can. This is why I say with like the whole environment thing, or if you know that you're struggling with being distracted and procrastination because of your phone, take a break from your phone. Delete social media. Small things like that. Give yourself a mental break. Go outside, go to the park, get that mental clarity. Something so simple like that is taking care of yourself to the point where you're not letting yourself drown in whatever you're seeing on social media. Along with that, you can unfollow people that partake in activities and things that put you in worse habits or keep you doing bad things. Like you see people smoking on your social media, it makes you want to start smoking. Like, no, unfollow them. Do what you can to take care of yourself, because whatever you see, your body, especially if it's like a quick little cheap dopamine thing like gaming or whatever, when your body sees that, it wants to get that reaction, that little short feeling from it, and then you end up doing it. And then what's next? In that time that you was gaming, you could have been outside going on a run or finishing a workout, whatever it is, or even recording a video if you're doing YouTube or whatever. So I find myself every now and then falling into those habits. Of course, I'm not perfect, and it's a learning experience, and this is why I share these things with y'all, because I want y'all to understand that I'm just like y'all, and that I'm going through the same things, and I'm not perfect, but the goal is to always chase improvement, so that improvement looks like perfection to others. People see you and they see that you're doing so good and that you're doing these things right, but it came from a place where I was not doing it good at all, where I was failing every single time. But the fact that I'm getting better at it, it looks like perfection to other people. A lot of people struggle also with being consistent with whatever or reaching their goals, because they don't have a reason or a purpose. And finding your purpose, especially like I'm 20 years old, finding your purpose at my age is really hard. At any age is really hard. You could be 20 something, 30 something, and you have no clue what your purpose is. And it's complicated because you're trying to figure out what brings you the most value. But I would definitely say it's find something that you know you enjoy. And those simple things can make you make money. But don't be so focused on the money that it allows you to not find a love in your craft and what you're doing anymore. Because you could be a good gamer. You might love Call of Duty, or you might love Madden or whatever games, 2K, and you get monetized off it, and then you see that it's not making you as much money, then you fall off and you fall out of love of something that you genuinely fell in love with without the money. Something so simple like that can deter you. And that's why I don't believe that money buys happiness, is because money comes and goes. Like, you can get it here, you can lose it here, but ultimately it doesn't really do anything but allow you to have more memories. Don't get me wrong, it can amplify who you are, but ultimately it's all about how you appreciate life now, in my opinion. This is going to lead into the next thing I was going to say about the power of the mind, which is also like in perspectives, is how you view life because of your mind. It's either you can look at everything and say, oh, this situation got me feeling down, now I can't succeed. Or you could say, because of the situation, I'm going to work harder to achieve this. Not only that, you can look at everything bad in your life as a lesson, or you can look at it as a good thing. So me personally, everything that I go through now, I understand that it is all by God. So I can never think that it's a bad thing in the first place. I understand that I have gained a lot of character development from my experiences, from my mishaps, from my struggles, and that's why I am who I am today. but I'm not gonna be so mad and say I went through this, because guess what? Feelings pass, emotions pass, and time passes. But all I can do is live in the present moment. And if I'm living in the present moment in a positive way, that allows the future, if there is any future, to be better. When you focus on the past and the past mistakes and you project it on your future, you never move forward because you're looking back, first off. And then when you focus on the future too much, it makes you forget about starting, because you're looking at, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? But in order to get there, you're seeing yourself in the image of, yo, having a Ferrari, this much money, doing this and that with the girls. But how you going to get there if you're not in the gym now? How you going to get there if you're not uploading videos? It's just something so simple as that, like just viewing the world in like the present day and viewing it in the most positive way. Look at everything as a lesson. Learn from your mistakes. Learn from failure. If you're not at least failing, you're not even trying at all. And that's why I made a video about this, which is like the fear of failure, where like just the fear of failure itself is worse than failure, because at least you're trying to be successful with failure. But if you're not trying at all, you'll never know what it's like to even be successful in the first place. Positivity is something that's so overlooked in my opinion, and I'm trying to work on spreading it a lot more when it comes to like outside, daily looking at people and saying, yo, good morning, how's your day going? Simple things like that. Giving somebody a compliment, yo, I like your shoes, things like that make people's day, because people are going through so much. And this is why I say you view life in a positive way, because simply something just like that, even if you hear it, yo, bro, I like your hair, like you're gonna be like, oh, thank you, and it just brightens up your mood, because you was thinking about something, you stressed out about what you was gonna do next with this and that, about the bills to pay, but somebody simply telling you, yo, you have some nice hair, I like your shoes, just makes your day. I feel like we get in our head about a lot, about people's reactions to certain things. Like you might be so scared to approach somebody, to approach a female and say, yo, like you look good or whatever, but because you're so scared of approaching, you never know, like she probably would have been like, oh yeah, like what's up, and talk to you, but you're probably scared of like rejection. Like we be in our own mind about so much. We be self-critical about like how our clothes look and all that. Like it's just some like simple things that we're just so self-critical about. And that's what I started to realize is what makes us so perfect. It's just that you gotta relax and just like let things be. Not everything's gonna be perfect. You trying to be perfect, like no one's gonna be perfect at the end of the day. We all going through something. And that's what makes us all unique, is the fact that everybody can connect in different situations and different experiences, but somehow we can all find a connect through it. I just wanted to kind of give y'all some encouragement and tell about a lot of things that I've been learning with just the power of the mind and what it allows you to do, what you can stay away from, how you can grow, how you should view things, just something simple as that, and how whatever you feed yourself mentally goes into your actions. I really hope this video helped and that it encouraged somebody, that you learned something. If you enjoy what I told you, you can share the video to somebody that you feel like might need to hear this, or is struggling mentally with like where they want to go with starting something, anything, whatever. You can share it. And I also have a school program if you guys want to join, in the link in the description, where we talk about everything: spiritual life, mental, physical, social media, growing in every aspect of our life. And y'all could join that. We got about a good 100 members. We just hit like 100 members like last week, so I could definitely join. It's free, by the way, and then we have courses coming up as well. So, but yeah, like and subscribe. Be safe, stay in your word, keep putting God first, and stay blessed.